The case against Alec Baldwin dismissed by the judge. Fuel me once here, driving instructor of the world. So just a quick background in case you didn't know, filming a Western called Rust. Turns out the prop handler and the director tell Alec Baldwin to point a pew-pew at his opponent in the film. Alec says, no, we don't ever point at an individual, but they said it'll look more realistic. They tell him to, he does. Turns out the prop pew-pew was loaded with live projectile rounds instead of blanks, unaliving Helena Hutchins, the cinematographer. During the case, and this is another case with a lot of garbage prosecution going on. Today, Friday, July 12th, Judge Mary Marlowe Summer starts looking at the evidence and the defense arguments and was like, wait a minute. She gets this new piece of evidence today that they track down. She cuts it open in court, gets down off her bench, starts looking at it and says, wait a minute. How come this evidence, which looks just like the Rust evidence, is labeled for a different case? They actually put the prosecutor on the stand, and the judge determines this was put under a different case to make it poof disappear. And she says, now, 1 minute there, varmints. That there is withholding evidence. That's a Brady violation. That's actual prosecutorial misconduct. And that sucker's illegal. So the prosecutor, Ms. Morrissey, blames the movie's armor, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, for the live rounds. She denies it, but the evidence, now she's already been sentenced and she's serving 18 months, but the evidence the judge examined today turns out that when Mr. Baldwin's defense team is cross-examining a crime scene technician, it comes out that a man named Troy Teskey, a retired police officer, and a friend of Miss Gutierrez Reed's stepfather, who's a well-known Hollywood armorer, Thel Reed. Anyway, it turns out this retired police officer had gone to the Santa Fe County Sheriff Office around the time of the trial and hands over some ammunition that he believes related to the case. Well, the prosecution, the state, decides to file it under a different case number, even though they were given it to examine for her case and also would have come in for Alec Baldwin's case. The judge looks at it and says, hey, this ammo looks exactly like the ammo from the Rust case. They do a little bit more comparison, and finally the judge dismisses the case with prejudice, meaning Alec Baldwin cannot be tried again for this. It's over. Vamoosed. Adios. Alec gets to ride off into the sunset. He was crying about it, though. Happy tears. So, yes. Helena Hutchins, we remember. It's a tragedy that she passed away. But you cannot be so overzealous in your prosecution that you hide evidence, that you're trying to convict someone just because they have a big name, or you just want a conviction in the case. That doesn't serve the victim. On the road of life, please drive kind.